Hello everyone, I'm Oni Black Mage, and we are continuing The Last of Us Part 2. Make sure I got everything settled up, yep. Alright. Right now we're towards part of Seattle Day 2, in which case we are teamed up with Lev, trying to work our way to get some medicine to help Yara with her broken arm that needs to be amputated. How's it going, Valentine? Welcome back. How's it going, Boo?
Where to now?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
This is the right building, but I've never been to this part of it. The bridge drops us off at the back of the building. This is new to me.
Okay, well, let's see if we can find our own way down.
Years ago,
If that's the worst of it, we got off lucky.
maybe it wasn't luck.
Maybe it was.
Some wolves believe in God. I've heard them pray.
Well, I don't. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die for me.
Then what are you doing here? Why did you come back for us?
Guilt.
Of what? You don't owe us anything.
I just needed to lighten the load a bit.
But yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm curious, I think it was El Jefe in chat who sent me an article from Reddit saying that Abby's father is 100% responsible for his own death. Joel did nothing wrong. Joel's completely innocent. And Abby's dad was the villain the entire time. And I read it, and I'm like, this is presupposing a lot of things. I can't buy this evidence. Especially since part of their argument was based on the audio logs with a lot of the fear and the nervousness and the doubt that the Fireflies were having, that they were going to fail. Joel knew that. That's the reason why he didn't want to take the chance on it. But my counter is Joel didn't know any of that. Even if he did listen to the audio logs in character, that was never his argument against the Fireflies. His argument with the Fireflies was completely emotional. It was never medically based. Joel was not having a problem with the Fireflies per se until the moment that they said, hey, we have to kill Ellie for this. That was when he got triggered. He was not... otherwise, he would not have done the entire procedure to begin with if that was true. He would have stopped at the university and would not have gone to St. Mary's Hospital if that were true.
It worked.
You're right, listening for the clicks on the save cracking I think is easier than looking for the note. But yeah, like, a lot of their argument just sounded, in my opinion, very defensive, and it was putting words in Joel's mouth. It's the kind of rationale that you get after the fact. Also, why do you feel the need to defend this guy's character if it's so clear-cut that he's such a good guy? It's probably because he's not a good guy.
Just a body.
One of yours?
No. Check out the clothes. Here. Looks dark down there.
Oh, I see how this works.
Had orders to clear out this building.
Yeah, and at the very least, you can't say that Joel gave Ellie a choice. Because before they were going there, after they saw the giraffes, Ellie's like, we have to see this through, we have to make sure it's all worth it. Joel didn't let Ellie make a choice for herself. He made a choice for her. And a lot of people are saying, oh, or at least in that Reddit article, they're saying, oh, well, they did early clinical trials on immune people, and, you know, it didn't work. They all got killed. And they're linking that to when Joel said, oh, they have dozens of immune people. No, Joel was lying to Ellie's face. Yes, the Fireflies and other medical institutes have worked on previously immune people, and that hasn't worked. However, he was not referencing those instances. He was referencing the reason why they had to exit. I wanted to have a discussion, but it's Twitter, and so you really can't. And so if you make multiple posts on something, it kind of sounds like you're rambling, and it gets lost in
They always
context.
take elevators down to the bottom, so I don't know.
Also, when they were saying, oh, well, the Fireflies are a violent group, blah, 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 I'm like, okay, that's calling the kettle black. Can you name a single group in that entire game that was not horribly violent and did not do terrible things to other people? There was not a single group in that entire game that was any community, any organized group that was all about welcoming people in arms. The most civil people there were the people in the military zone, instituting the quarantine. They were the most civil people there, because yes, they brought people out in the street and shot them after they tested positive for infection. And as long as you obeyed curfew, yes. Was it martial law? Was it very tight? Sure.
I don't have one.
Remember, Tommy's group was only nice once they recognized Joel. Otherwise,
Run.
until that happened, they were all like, back the hell off from my group.
Let me see what I can find. Stay here. Back up.
This is the first time we're seeing Abby put on a mask.
If
But
you
yeah,
die,
presupposing Joel's intent, you're putting words in his mouth.
Better start
Joel already
drinking.
spoke his piece, and his piece was not in any way medically defined. It was 100% emotional. And because it was 100% emotional, I don't buy your argument saying, oh, well, Joel figured out that a cure couldn't have happened, and so based on the evidence and the political structure of the Fireflies, he didn't consider all that shit. He just flipped out the moment he saw Ellie was going to die. It's literally that simple. You are overthinking it. Hey, Connie. Hey, you, Connie. How are you today? And also, trying to paint Marlene as a villain is very much a stretch, because Marlene's the only reason Ellie's even alive in all of this. Trying to make sure she was safe. She's the one who made sure they didn't shoot Joel. It's ironic that people are pointing out, oh, well, Joel dropped his guard around those people and they got shot in the back for it. Okay, well, isn't that awfully ironic when Marlene dropped her guard around Joel and Joel shot her in the back for it? Man, what goes around comes around, doesn't it? Because, you know, that's what a good guy does. And besides, Marlene was more Ellie's mother than Joel was her father. Marlene took care of her for all 14 years, and Joel was basically taking care of her for those like 9 months they were on the road together. So I don't even want to hear that whole, oh well, surrogate father, surrogate mother nonsense. Because you could tell Joel was basically going through PTSD all over again, where he's like, no, I can't let my replacement daughter die. Not a second one. That's basically what it was. By the way, I think we should craft some... Well, actually, we have flame rounds. But we should craft explosives. Ellie may not have considered Marlene her mother figure, but she certainly was her mother figure. But we'll never know because they didn't focus on that during the game. They only focused on the relationship building of Joel and Ellie.
Shit. Just stay up there, okay?
Because remember, they talk about Marlene a little bit more positively in Left Behind when, you know, Ellie's all like, well, Marlene just wants me to stay safe, and that's why she put me in this military school. Besides, we're all forgetting who the real cause of all of this problem is, and that's Riley. Riley's the actual villain. If it wasn't for Riley's selfishness of dragging Ellie out and getting her bit, none of this would have happened. So if we really want to talk causality, how come nobody's talking about how it's Riley's fault? If we really want to be pointing fingers, we really should be pointing fingers at Riley. I don't see Reddit going crazy on that. Besides, who really looks at Reddit for a civil discussion on anything? How's it going, Havoc? It's so weird when like you're on like a different name on Twitch, and so I don't know if I should be like, "Hey, Denalo." I think I actually want to make that counterpoint to when I write the review, saying I can't help but notice that there's players being confused at this point of some sort of intrinsic need of wanting to take sides of defending Joel or defending Abby, or some need to take sides when we're all forgetting the actual causes of this entire discussion, which is Riley. Everything here is Riley's fault.
I'm out of my mind.
So if you guys should all be, you know, hating on anybody, for anybody whose fault it is, it's Riley.
Finally. If you're gonna kill yourself, don't ruin the mask. Dick.
Oh yeah, Boo, you're right. That'll just rile up the wrong groups.
That's not good.
You're right. But hey, the way I figure it, people are already so tilted over Last of Us reviews. What difference does it make? I could say one thing, people get tilted. I could say another thing, another group of people get tilted. What difference does it make? There's no enemies because nobody came by. I'm always like default sneak mode, even though there's no enemies just yet. And I know the moment I open a door, there's going to be something spawning right behind me.
Yes.
Because now that this event happened, there will now be enemies that spawn right behind me where I just was.
Looks good.
They're going to break out of the room I just couldn't access.
All right. Back to lab.
Well, actually, FH, under normal circumstances, if it was like a zombie immunity, I would agree with you. We're saying they needed Ellie's antibodies. But what they were saying, I remember them making a specific point about this. They said that for some strange reason in her body, her white blood cells don't react to it at all. So it wasn't that her body developed antibodies to fight off the infection. She still had infected blood. Oops. I didn't mean to shiv. That was a waste of a shiv. But what did I tell you? They always just spawn the moment. I see you. Well, there goes my machete. Yeah, I could agree with somebody's assessment that perhaps killing her to get her brain out as a sample may have been too rash. I could agree with that sentiment. But at the same time, you know, they have literally no other medical professionals there. Their lead person said, okay, well, that's the decision I'm going to make. And there you go. I don't think he's wrong in making that decision. And I certainly wouldn't try to villainize him. Letting Ellie reproduce would have been smarter. I mean, that would have been an experiment in and of itself. Can this be passed on genetically? One could almost say keeping her as a lab rat would be just as cruel. I probably think Joel would probably flip out and let her not be a lab rat. Joel's mental condition not being questioned, by the way, during that Redditor's article is weird to me. This man is not mentally stable. And you think he's the sane one there. Yeah, I know, Valentine. They're just butthurt that they did Joel dirty, and they loved Joel. To me, it's the same people who tried defending Nathan Drake, saying Nathan Drake is a good guy. Nathan Drake is not a good guy. Nathan Drake is an insufferable asshole, and yet somehow, because he's the protagonist, people like him. So liking him is different from him being a good guy. He's not a good guy.
Got your present.
Well, there's a difference between FAFH, the difference between this person not being a good person and this person remorselessly butchers hundreds of people, claims moral innocence, and is responsible for countless destruction, incidents, and suffering. That's the degree with which I'm talking about. But yeah, either way.
We got this.
Did you see a way down?
No.
The fundamental thing I also like to point out is if Joel's such a good guy, how come he didn't just choke the man out? Why do you have to blow his brains out? If he's such a good guy, why didn't he just knock him out? Why do you have to murder him?
Abby, what about that?
He could have just grabbed the girl and disappeared, but he didn't.
Is that a fire hose? Lev, come get this down.
He 100% executed an unarmed man. He had a scalpel, sure. Like that's really good. Like that was really the thing. He had a knife, officer. He had a knife.
I'm gonna head down.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know. What he should have done, Rosencrantz, is the same thing they did to Joel. They taught him a lesson. You should shoot him in the legs first. They were just... See, everyone's saying Abby was super mean. No, see, Abby was actually teaching him a lesson on being merciful. You just shoot him in the legs first, and it's not a problem. But no, he didn't want to disable the dude. He wanted to flat out murder him. Right. And then you want to claim moral high ground. Get over yourself. Alright, the moment I do this, I'm going to be surrounded by a whole bunch of things. Alright, let's get it over with. I got pipe bombs, I got a brick, I got flame shotgun. Alright. But yeah, people are acting like they're trying to defend these people in The Last of Us. It's like the whole point is that everybody's a little bit gray.
Now what? Follow me. May the current be calm.
But yeah, it's Riley's fault, by the way. As long as we're clear on that, it's 100% Riley's fault. Besides, it just reinforces what I said, that this is just following very loosely, not intentionally, Hamlet. Alright, where's the way down? Nah, people still would have been upset if they killed Joel, regardless. There's a big enough fan base for them to be salty regardless. Okay, you want to back me up?
Get off her!
Oh, cool. So if I kill things, I get the momentum.
That thing was growing into the wall. Until it fucking wasn't. I hate demons. Tell me about it.
So here's where I currently stand, FA. I think it's slightly above average. This game for the longest was just sitting at average, and recent events have moved it slightly above average. Yeah, and Denalo, I completely agree with you. It's people are just flipping out over a video game, and whenever that happens, I often like to think I think they're just being really, really bored. I think the stir crazy from quarantine. Oops, I thought that was a ledge below me. I think just the quarantine is making him go stir crazy.
How many more floors down do you think we have to go?
I don't know. It's a big building.
Yeah.
I hear something. Alright, well there is something there. Go walk over there. Get him, kid. Get him. Nice job. There's something I was trying to think of, and it's escaping me right now. Where it's what you do. It's a logical fallacy, but it's what people do when they attempt to explain the causality after the event actually happens. I'm forgetting what that is. Whereas if something happens, and they're like, "By the way, this was, I disagree with how this happens." Oh well, it actually was linked to this, that, or the other. I'm describing it terribly, but I'm trying to think. Sweet. I was actually kind of hoping I could kick him over the edge, and I'm glad I could.
Oh man. Liv, I am so glad we took this shortcut.
Confirmation bias sounds close.
That's a joke, Liv.
Yeah, a lot of people are drawing comparisons to The Last Jedi. Oh, new. What is this?
Thank you.
Oh, it's a flamethrower. We're gonna save effort if we fight some big boys. I didn't want to use my brick, but you forced my hand. See, this is the kind of exploration that I actually like. Going through the ruined remains of an apartment building. Like, this is cool. This is the kind of exploration I actually wanted to see more of in the beginning of the game. Instead of wandering on a giant field of nothing. Yeah, people are also jealous of Abby being swole. I think that's another part of it. I feel demasculated. I like how this box has popped out of it. Oh, that's funny to me. I don't know why.
Hear anything else? No. You? No. Good. Let's keep going.
Did I hear a big boy over there? Thought I heard a big boy. I think that's a big boy over there. Now, I definitely have to say, one of the things that I think everyone can pretty much universally agree on is that, say what you will about, you know, the animations, the realistic but cartoonish violence. One thing that is absolutely fantastic, well done, is the sound design. Sound design is very good. Yeah, it's funny. The WLF, when they first introduced the base, the very first room you see that you walk past is a gym, and you see everybody working out. I want to bait this guy over here. That's right. Come on over. Come on over. Oh, I thought it was a big boy. It's just a regular dude. No, it is a big boy. I was right. What's the matter? You want to come over here? I like how he just returns to his, gets shot twice, goes back to his hiding spot. This game's AI, I swear. Ooh, I wonder if I can cross this. He was guarding a pipe.
I hate this.
Man, I wonder if they're gonna burst out of there.
Liv, I hate this building. Keep going down. We're almost at the street.
Yeah, this is moderate mode is what they call it, which is normal. But this is a good environment. Like, this right here is good environment. I wish more of the game was like this apartment complex. The best one of Ellie's level was like the boat one, where there was like half water. That was a good level. This is also a good level. We're having good levels every now and then, but for every good level, you have a bunch of boring levels. Like, the neighborhood of Hillcrest was not interesting at all. Hospital, not super interesting. Oh wait, we just went back here, didn't we? Oops, I just went back in a circle. Sorry, I get lost easily.
I'm at a loss here.
I bet we can get out that way.
The moment we drop down, it's gonna get noisy. Willing to bet. I actually always thought it would be super cool if we did see more sections of, like, stalkers in this case. Because I don't think they're quite clickers. I think they're stalkers. Actually, some of them might have been clickers. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Coming out of the walls. Because I always thought... Because sometimes you see them, and they're just, like, there. But you always think, like, okay, they could burst out of the wall at any moment.
Is it true that Isaac took down the old guard? Fetcher, yeah. I hear he tortures people. Let's not talk about this now.
Okay.
Have you ever tortured people? Let's focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, like, this environment right here, this is a very, like, haunting sort of environment. The level designer here who probably thought of this, good job. Like, this is a good level. This is a type of, like, interesting destructive environment I would prefer to see. I thought we were going to get something interesting in the train tunnel, but that section was so short and uneventful. It literally was just as boring as just crossing a couple cars and stuff like that. They kind of didn't do anything interesting with the level or the sewers. They didn't do anything interesting with the sewers. You were just in and out. Here, you're doing something interesting. And you brought in a new element, something to surprise you. Now you can have the stalkers burst out of the walls and try to attack you. See? Stuff like that. That's good. More of that, please.
Okay, progress. Liv, you doing all right? Yeah. Are you?
Hello, Satya. How are you today?
Not my best day.
I'm gonna love the next level, you suspect? We'll see. Alright, I'm waiting for something to collapse and then 4 dudes spawn. Well, here's when we know what's going to happen thanks to Ellie's story. We know once we get to the hospital, Abby's going to get captured and detained for some reason. Probably because she's toting a scar with her. They're probably going to shoot them. It would not surprise me if they kill Lev and arrest Abby for toting one around. Especially for the sake of trying to save another one. If that happens, then That should. It makes sense. Yeah, that sounds like clickers. Valentine, wait and see. Alright, we'll see. We will wait and see. If you love Resident Evil games, why, we're gonna go through a police station? That's also kind of a museum. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Son of a bitch.
There are too many demons. Just keep looking for a way out of here.
There are definitely big boys in here, too. It's got an RE2 Remake vibe. Alright, we'll see. Speaking of sewers, RE2 Remake actually had a good sewer level. Okay, I know you gotta scream out and jump at me, which really annoys me. Shit. That's right, we can't craft arrows. Oh shit, that's a big boy. Oh shit. Okay.
Heads up! Behind you!
Oh, I didn't even see what killed me. The enemy glitched through was an invisible enemy. What? I think every session we come across some sort of weird graphical glitch. We're gonna try flamethrower and L shotgun. If he's going this way, he can probably get by without him noticing. There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, in my review, I'm 100% going to show you all the crazy weird glitches I've encountered so far. Because I'm not going to let any game that wants to charge you this much and talk on and on about all the artists that they ground to the bone to do all these sort of amazing things and details and perfectionism. I'm like, oh, is this what perfectionism looks like? Let me show you this. 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 Here's the thing. The enemies are actually smart enough to climb ladders. If they're smart enough to climb ladders, how are they not smart enough to open doors?
A quarter. A quarter of what? What? You can take your mask off.
Thank you.
Because I know I'm not the only person running into a bunch of weird graphical glitches in this game. Yeah, pop-in's an interesting thing on this game. Granted, I know this game has a lot of details to load, but yeah. It's still noticeable, so I'm still going to call you out on it. But yeah, like, it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, oh no, you led this spy to camp, and so they just straight up shoot Lev. Don't even question it.
You see that elevator right there?
Yeah.
That's the path we would have taken. No infected.
Cool, Lev.
Let's not tell the others about what happened. I don't want Yara to worry.
You're a good brother. Can I ask you a question?
Okay?
Do you regret shaving your head?
We're not supposed to have regrets.
Lev.
I wish I had just ran away.
Alright, so Lev is younger brother. We have that established.
Caught in all of this. she'd be back home.
Actually, I think I need to
taking care
note
of our
that
mom.
because I asked earlier
your
what the
mom
relationship between them
need
was.
taken care of?
So Lev is the younger brother of
She's my
Yara.
mom. It's our duty.
Where did I put that? I wonder which will get more downvoted. My review on The Last of Us Part 2 or my review on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I hope somebody calls me out by saying that I'm a shill and I got paid off by Sony to say what I'm gonna say. I can't wait for that to happen.
Where do we go now?
Over here.
Oh, so Lev is actually a girl, but wants to be considered a boy, and that's why she shaved her head. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll wait for Lev to tell me that. I can't just assume. To me, some people look at reviews in so many different ways. Some people look at reviews as buyer's guides. Some people look at reviews as confirmation bias. Some people look at reviews as wanting internet personalities or content creators or influencers or whatever you want to call them to agree with them. A sense of unity. Some people look at it as a barometer of integrity, which I think is a bit extreme. Some people look at it as just an opinion piece. And I think I sit a little bit more on the side where I just want to express my opinion on a game critically and then get enough time to explain how I chose the things that I chose.
This is as far as you go.
But wait, why?
Because they want to kill you. With me, they're just worried about a backgammon rematch.
What's backgammon?
I'm gonna go in the front door, grab the stuff, come right back. You're staying here, yeah?
Yeah.
I know, such a naive dream. Thanks, Valentine. Well, it's a good thing I don't go on the internet to be accepted by other people. I always think it's funny when somebody tries to use the concept of social, like social currency, where it's like, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna unsub. It's like, okay, It's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, I'm probably gonna do what I did when I had 0 subs, which is make this content and put it on the internet for free. You know, the same shit you've been taking advantage of.
It's me. It's Abby.
Abby? It's Abby. Shit. She alone? Open the gate.
I like if it's just one Abby. But I guess she has that much rep.
Hey guys,
Jesus, you swim here?
the boat got fucked. I need to grab some medical supplies. I'm doing a thing for Isaac.
We're moving all these assets to Isaac. What does he need?
I can't talk about it. It's something away from the fob.
Well, everything's getting moved out and packed up. Take a look, see if anyone's got what you need.
Hey, is Nora around? Yesterday she said she was shipping out here.
Just left the last transport, but she'll be back.
Okay, thanks.
Why are they still getting new recruits?
Maybe they're brainwashed old trespassers.
It's not like I'm in a bad mood. Do I really? Oh, no, no. I wasn't talking about any hypothetical commenter. No, 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 no. I was talking about how I was making light of people who when they say, "Oh, I don't like what you're going to say. I'm going to unsub." And it's funny to me because yeah, I gave that example of like, well, what are you going to do if like you lose subs? And to me the answer would just be I would do the same thing I did when I had no subs, which is just make the content and put it out for free. You think I made this to get popular?
You still clearing this place?
Man.
Yep. One floor at a time.
Still got supplies in there?
Oh, for sure. Lots of floors we still need to hit.
Ugh. Good luck.
I know. I actually have a really good, I want to say community. I have a, I don't know. This is just me being weird, but I always have a weird time thinking of like a collection of people watching something at the same time as a quote unquote community. It makes it seem like it's a community, like a neighborhood. That's so weird to me. It's still so weird. What's up, doggo?
Oh, hey, Bear. They got you all the way out here? There's a good boy.
Hey there, Abby.
Hey.
Can I have your machete that you're sharpening? I'm actually curious. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna borrow some sugar. As long as you plan on giving it back. I'm actually kind of curious. Because I imagine... I always wonder what everyone else is listening to.
Abby. They got you out here too.
Yeah, what a
You
haul. I need some medical supplies. Can you put me where I'm supposed to be?
Abby, just checked in with Isaac. He wants you back at the fob.
Let me talk to Isaac.
Talk to him in person. You're going back with the next shipment. Sorry.
What are you doing?
She's been AWOL since yesterday. Give me your hands.
Shit.
I mean, she did lie with a clearly visible story.
Let me the fuck out!
You're gonna dislocate your shoulder. Well, I never thought I'd see you on Isaac's bedside. You find no one at the aquarium? I talked to Manny.
I've never had the most friendly neighbors.
I need some medical
My parents have
supplies.
always been more friendly with neighbors than I have.
What happened to him?
For me, whenever I've had neighbors,
Compartment syndrome.
it's always been the kind where it's like, hey, you mind your business, I'll mind mine. I had a downstairs neighbor, not like the direct, like when I was in an apartment, I was like the third floor, and like the first floor people acted like they owned the property in front of their area, and they always would be like, don't stand there, that's my lawn. I'm like, this is not your lawn. You don't own this sidewalk. You don't pay for that, and technically I'm 2 floors above you, so I have just as much right to this part as you do.
Yeah, probably, but it's rough down there.
And then you have like the one who always puts out their garbage and doesn't follow the rules for garbage, like they throw out the dumbest stuff, and or like they put all this crap on the side or on the street.
Nothing to do with this.
That like overloads their can. I'm like, good lord, how much garbage do you have?
Compartment syndrome. Fuck.
Yeah.
Boy's lucky he's dating a doctor. All doing okay?
Fine.
She was so fucked up after Isaac talked to her.
Isaac talked to her?
After he found out you left base, Isaac interrogated all of us. He was rough on her.
Did anyone talk?
No.
Nora,
Where are you two going?
grab Abby. Boat's ready to head out.
Well, I still got boxes on the 3rd floor. Can you two bring them first?
Boat's pretty full.
Come on, I don't want to be here all day.
Fine.
Fine.
They're gone. And you're okay?
Always.
Well, Manny's been worried sick about you.
You know I'm here?
I bet he will soon. So what's Owen's plan?
But what I was gonna say earlier is actually hold on, there's story happening right now. I should be writing this down.
All clear.
Hold on. We had story happen, and I did not write it down. I almost forgot what I was here for. I was here to play a game. Heck no. What do you call those sky cranes? Do you just call them cranes, I guess? Those ones that they always have super high on buildings? Are they just cranes, or is like a specific word for them? I was too engaged. I know, they got me. For a second I thought I was enjoying the game because they actually had a level that was too good. Let's see. Sky crane. Tower cranes? Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. Now, scaffolding is... I definitely know what scaffolding is, but yeah, the crane that they were crossing. Like, there's a word for that crane. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, I was actually talking earlier. It's like, hey, out of curiosity, I always kind of wonder... like, what other... Because some of you said, hey, I watched other people's reviews, I've watched other people's opinion videos on this. I'm curious, can you recommend any to me? Any that you thought were well done or thought-provoking, and not necessarily the people who were just there to shout at a camera and shout their opinions at you. I only listened to a few internet personalities. Actually, I think it's only like 3. trying to think. So I don't really watch any devoted streamers per se, but I watch like Easy Allies. I watch because of the former Game Trailers guys. I watch them. I definitely watch Jim Sterling, but I watch his Jimquisition series. I don't really watch any of his other content, like his podcast. I listen to the Easy A podcast, but I don't really listen to anyone else's podcast. I watch the main content for Cinemassacre anytime they do holiday specials, movie reviews, or of course Angry Video Game Nerd videos. And I watch some Angry Joe, not a lot of Angry Joe, but I watch some of it. I actually do like his news show that he started recently. I actually kind of like that. I don't watch Donkey, but almost every time a Donkey video is recommended to me, I think it's hilarious. I think he's a lot more insightful than I think some people may take his humorous approach at being. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys are listening to, or who you guys like listening to. He's finishing up The Last of Us right now. I doubt I'm going to finish this tonight, because we haven't even done Seattle Day 3. I'm not here to absolutely finish this tonight, but I get the feeling that we're probably going to finish it probably by tomorrow. But no, I'm not going to watch anybody's review just yet. But I kind of want to, once I'm done writing mine, then I want to look at someone else's. I've heard of Super Butter Buns. I think I've heard of Clemps and Grease Gaming. Am I even saying it right? Is it Grizz or Grease? I know I've heard of Game Ranks, and I've definitely heard of What Culture Gaming. I'm always cautious when it comes to What Culture Gaming, though, because they put out top 10 videos that piss me off. But, you know, that's the point of a top 10 video. Valentine, one of the best Last of Us 2 reviews I watched was from a small YouTuber named Solid Rev. He has a father's perspective as to why he didn't like the game. Interesting. Interesting. I know I've watched some of Bun's material in the past, and I think at the time I determined that their tastes were a little bit different than mine. And so I never really kept following or watching Bun's stuff. Have you ever played Shin Megami Tensei or Persona? Yes, I have. I've played most of the mainline Shin Megami Tensei 5, which, by the way, Nintendo Switch, you shut off Shin Megami Tensei 5 like 3 years ago. Where the hell is it, Atlas? And Persona, yes. I own all the Persona games. I also have the Devil Survivor. I have both of those. I have the Devil Summoner 1 and 2, Digital Devil Summoner, or Digital Devil Survivor, I can't remember what it's called. I have that, those on the PS2. I have the God, what is it called? I have a special edition of that one on the PS2 where it's like Raido Kuzunoa versus like the 1,000-Year Army, this super long title, and it has like the special edition Jack Frost and like the little Imperial uniform. I have that too. Digital like a saga. Thank you. He was fair. Solid Red was fair. More fair than most people out there. I'm curious. I do have Nocturne. I do have Nocturne. I'm subbed to GDQ, but man, they do so many they do so much content right now. So like I get flooded with like a lot of their content to where I've been like, whoa, you guys are speedrunning so many things so fast. I guess that's the point, but good lord. Let's see. Scars Master 11 makes voice down. Tells us to stay behind. Isaac probably told those dudes, yo, Abby's been AWOL. She shows up, just let me know, and then whatever. Because they obviously were super skeptical when she walked up. And obviously were ready, like, literally 2 minutes afterwards. They probably just, like, called it in and be like, hey, boss, she's here. Just like you thought. I think I've heard of Jesus. I think I've heard of him. Or her. I don't know. But I think I've heard of Jesus. That sounds familiar. Does game share not break when a scene is not allowed to be streamed? Well, I don't know. I'm not game sharing this. I mean, I got it digitally, but I have it. Ripping the story apart. I'm curious. Once I actually do my recap, because I'm going to do the recap first and then do the review, I'm going to release them at the same exact time. And, like I said, I'll say in my review, hey, if you, I'm going to talk about the story. There's going to be a part in this review, I'm going to timestamp it, that if you don't want to hear anything about the story, that's fine. But just letting you know, there are going to be some spoilers in regards to talking around it when it comes to gameplay. Because I'm going to talk about characters, and if you think that's a spoiler, then go ahead and leave this review. You know, I'm here to talk about the game. I don't give a damn if you think that means I should be sparing your feelings about how you want to like approach the game perspective, because I'm here to talk about the whole game, not talk about some parts of the game and then maybe spare your feelings about what you think the other part of the game is. I don't care about that. You asked me what my opinion on the game is, I'm telling you about the whole game. I'm going to talk about the games that are not spoiler parts. No, that's not the whole game. I'm not going to show you like specific scenes that I think might be pointed, but some people are ridiculous. Some people think just even mentioning Abby is a spoiler. It's like, it's not. I'm going to lead off by saying you play as a new character. Her name is Abby. Deal with it. Like, you discover that in the tutorial. El Jefe, was it you who tweeted at me that Reddit article? Was that you? Because I see you have the same icon. I have major skepticism for that article. You know, I said some of it as a reply back to you, but the fundamental thing that I think that Redditor was forgetting is that the person who's actually at fault for all of this... Oh, sorry, I meant El Jefe, not F.A. Sorry, there's two of you in there. My bad. Is the person who's actually at fault for all of this, the person everybody should be mad at, the person who should be blaming for everybody going back and forth in regards to Joel and Ellie and everybody, is Riley. It's Riley's fault that this all got started. It's Riley's fault. So everybody should be riling against Riley. Froy? Alright. I'll try to remember that, Froy. But yeah. Everyone blame Riley. It's Riley's fault. Let's stay behind. But yeah, the thing that just bothered me the most about that Reddit article was that you're selectively quoting some of the audio journals, but you're connecting logic that doesn't make sense. For example, like when he said, "Oh, well, the Fireflies were responsible for a lot of the failed clinical cases." They weren't. They were just referencing failed clinical cases. A, and B, if Joel cared about the medical safety of this entire procedure to begin with, he would have stopped then and there at the university. He wouldn't even have gone to St. Mary's Hospital. That's such a fundamental flaw in your logic. He didn't travel all the way to St. Mary's Hospital and then decide that he didn't want to do it. That's not what that happened. That's why I know this, like, that Redditor's argument is solely based on the evidence found in the university. But the problem is they had like a whole bunch of time between then and there, and that because it's unexplained, like, you can't tell me that motivation was linked to it. You're really you're ignoring the span of time. But I get where he's coming from, but the evidence he has supporting his theory, it's full of holes. But the last thing I want to do is get an intimate argument on Reddit. That is the most unproductive thing you can do. That's like getting in an internet argument over YouTube or Twitter. But yeah. And also, he was really trying to put words in Joel's mouth, saying, "Oh, Joel, like, wanted this." Like, it wasn't. When he talked with Marlene, he did not mention at all, "Well, I just don't think the Fireflies are approaching us right." The only thing he said is, "Find someone else," or "There's got to be another way." But the moment he got triggered was the moment that Marlene told him she has to die. It was never a problem. But yeah, I imagine the Reddit line, man, I'm not even touching the Reddit in The Last of Us. I imagine it's probably a war zone since like last month when the leaks were probably hot. That place is probably a war zone. Good lord. If you want a cesspool boiling pot of emotion, you either go to Twitter or you go to Reddit. I feel bad for the Redditor mods of that board. Good lord. Must be a full-time job. See, that's such a toxic environment that you have to wear a gas mask for. Yeah, subreddit to me is a dangerous place because they seem to they're like one of the people where it's like we value free speech, but it's only free speech as long as you agree with us. Everyone else gets silenced. Last of Us blocked any negative criticism. Last of Us 2 let anything go. Interesting. Because that's not suspicious at all. Oh my god. And people talk about they're worried about mushrooms infecting the brains of people. People don't need that kind of help to be infected in their thinking. Yeah, it's so funny when people have extreme hyperbole. Cancel culture. That was what I was talking about. Cancel culture to me is like the joke. Because, yeah, I know you were talking about it earlier, Strider. It's like when you walked in, you were talking about a commenter. I was talking about a commenter who tweeted at me one time that he disagreed with my opinion and wanted to let me know that he was unsubbing. And I asked him back, I'm like, I don't know why you went out of your way to tell me this. You could have just unsubbed. I think the reason you told me this is because by virtue of telling me, you're attempting to evoke some sensation of guilt out of me, when it's quite frankly weird that I don't individually care that you're leaving my content over a disagreement of an opinion. That's really not the reason why I put that out there. I got a lot of flack from the last time I put up when I made that satire comment in the Final Fantasy VII review, if you remember. I don't know how many of you even watched that. But yeah, that satire segment that I opened with and then ended with didn't go over well with a lot of people. It's like I told people, you can agree with people, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that online, all you see is just a fraction of somebody's personality. Even you guys to me, you only see one fraction of a personality. I don't know you as well as I would like, and you don't know me as well as you might like. So when people set these weird expectations of imagination for how the rest of their personality, their ideal internet persona is, I have to remind people, look, I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, but unless you literally know them in real life, no one on the internet is actually your friend. We're people that can get along. We're people that can laugh and have good times and have interesting conversations with each other. But at the end of the day, nobody's actually your friend because you don't know them. They're just internet personas. So you can neither have lofty expectations nor somber disappointments with them because you don't see the full picture. Anyway, yeah. Continue writing. Let's see. Man, in the middle of me talking and all that mini rant, I completely forgot the order of events that just happened. So she went up to the camp. She asked for the supplies. She gave them the cover story that was bogus. They said, hey, this can't be... I mean, that's weird that you say this is for Isaac because we're actually sending these supplies to Isaac to begin with. She asks for Nora. And while waiting, because I said Nora was away and then she was coming back, and then while she was waiting, she talked to PS Vita lady. Yeah, I know, boo. I just ended up talking. I just went on a complete side rant. If you ever watch me on Twitch, congratulations. You can look forward to more of that. The guards from outside. I'll reduce an hour of game time for whatever the final game is. It's probably still gonna be around 30 hours. Let's be real. Nora helps her escape while mentioning Isaac questioned. They kind of call themselves the Salt Lake Crew, so I'm going to keep calling them the Salt Lake Crew. Okay. I'm surprised, though, that Nora is not asking Abby about Owen. She asked about... Well, actually, no, she did. She already mentioned that he's lucky that he has such a medic as a girlfriend. So she kind of already knows then.
Okay, anyway. What's Owen's plan once Mel gets that arm off?
Speaking of Owen.
He's been talking about Santa Barbara.
He knows that's all bullshit, right? God, I feel so bad for Mel.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. These floors have the ICU, the trauma center, and a few surgical suites.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, speaking as somebody who sold video games for many years, I can tell you right now the number one accessory people look for with Vitas are chargers. Chargers on Vitas get lost and damaged so damn easily. I find it amazing that that woman has a working Vita 35 years in the future. My immersion is broken.
For the whole city, where they brought the first infected before anyone knew better.
Thank you for following on Twitch, Froy. I appreciate you. Look forward to more rants on the sideline when playing games.
Look for ambulances. They're contained, and I've gotten lucky before.
Good idea.
May your survival be long.
May my death be swift.
See you back at base. Soon, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Mary's Hospital, you're right, Valentine, that was in Salt Lake. That part's also kind of weird to me. During the flashback part where Ellie went back to investigate the hospital, it's like, you telling me she went on her own all the way from Colorado to Salt Lake?
Surgery, trauma.
On a suspicious whim?
Let's do
That just seems weird to me. Like, what motivation drove her to want to verify the facts herself? That she went all the way from Colorado to Utah by herself. I mean, she clearly told Joel, probably in a letter, saying, hey, I'm going here, because he caught up pretty quick. Let's check out this side room first. pretty full up on everything. Wait, did I lose my pipe already? I don't remember using up my pipe. Did they get rid of my pipe? They got rid of my pipe, didn't they? Darn it, they're always getting rid of my melee weapon. At least it was just a pipe. If it was a machete, I would have been really mad. It's only 400 miles on a horse. Only 400 miles. Man, that's a long time. But still, though, what was her motivation, you know? Like, I really hope that they go into it's like something must have been said that after a year, Ellie decides to take at least a week trip to go all the way down there to go check up on something. Yeah, Old Town Red Place, yeah. I want that causality. It's like, what happened? And why were... I guess I understand ever since that point why she's been kind of mad at Joel ever since, but...
Shit. I had no idea what they were up against.
Oh, riding a bike is only 34 hours? Actually, you're right. That's not that far then. That wouldn't have taken that long. Okay, never mind. I guess it was a lot farther than that. So a few days.
This doesn't look so bad.
But still, something must have caused that. And I'm just curious what that causality was.
Oh, of course it's blocked. That'd be too easy. Okay, trauma or surgery then. Trauma center's gonna be in there.
I mean, there shouldn't be infected down here. There was infected in, like, the weird basement area. But there shouldn't be infected up here. Especially since they're actively moving all these Fedra supplies. Would I ever tackle Final Fantasy XIV? Let me tell you what, people to this day, Derpface, tell me that they really want 11 and 14, and I get you, so do I. I am not dropping everything I am doing and playing just to play an MMORPG for God knows how long, just to recap a story for it. That is one of the worst asks. I even tried saying when I said, hey, well, here's how I pick recaps, I'm never doing an MMO. I'm not doing an MMO. End of story. The only way I would do an MMO, because somebody said, hey, what if I get you all of the cinematics for it, or all of the story missions? I was like, if you do that, if you compile all the footage for me, I will do it, and 100% give you credit for it, and you can even repost the video on your channel, because you obviously did most of the work. But I am not going to do that. I'm not doing an MMO. Like, the time commitment you're asking of that just to collect footage? Ugh, no thanks. When you say pretty quick, define pretty quick. I know, yeah, that would be a $500 Patreon tier. uh... What do I think of the Pokemon MOBA? I am not thrilled. Yeah, Valentine. I know it's been like a Mona Lisa smile debate with Ellie when she asked Joel, "Hey Joel, what's the story with this and that and the other?" And you can kind of, yes, she's gonna believe what he tells him, but you can tell, especially years later, she clearly didn't, because she asks him multiple times. The fact that she brings it up multiple times across different flashbacks, granted, means that it's always weighed on her. She never truly believed. I don't see how, because if she just read the subreddit, she would understand that Joel's actually a saint, and there's no justifiable reason why she should doubt his character. It's everyone else who's wrong. I don't know why Ellie just doesn't check Reddit. And damn it, there's spores down here. Alright, I hear something. But yeah, I have not liked any MOBAs. I tried Dota, I tried League, just not my cup of tea. I've tried Smite, I've tried... I think I even tried Paragon once. Tried, God, what was that shitty one from Epic? Oh, Battleborn. Or that was from Gearbox. But yeah, I hated that. That was all shit. But yeah, I hate MOBAs. Just not my cup of tea. I just don't have any fun with them. I don't dislike anybody for liking them. It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay.
It's like sports sims. I'm not gonna play a sports sim. I have played sports sims, but I'm not playing a sports sim. And Rosencrantz, am I gonna do a Horizon Zero Dawn recap? Yes, I will, but I don't have to rush on that, because unless they declared a date in a year that I'm not aware of, the PlayStation 5 one, if it doesn't show a date or a year, then you need to assume at least 2 years. That's kind of how it is. Anytime they show a game, they don't show a year. You need to assume 2 years. It's funny that you say cup of tea is such a British phrase, because I'm actually drinking a cup of tea right now. In fact, let me stop and take a sip of it. I'm not going to slurp it because that'd be rude. Ah, Bengal spice. But to be honest, yeah, I probably will. Maybe when I'm in the middle of 2 RPGs and I just want to do a quick recap of something. Horizon Zero Dawn would be a quick, easy one. That's on my list of stuff to do that would be really fast. And also, I don't know why people are talking about, like, Nintendo's doing the mobile things. Like, this has nothing to do with Nintendo. This is between Pokemon Company and Tencent. This has nothing... Nintendo is not part of this at all. Pokemon is not... Pokemon is second-party licensed to Nintendo. It is not, however, owned by Nintendo. That is a big misconception. I would like for it to be owned by Nintendo, so that way we can actually get some better quality games.
Come on, give me something. Not a...
Because if Nintendo was running Pokemon Company, we would not have waited so long for Pokemon Snap 2. and there would have been actual high quality animations in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword and Shield has a lot of great ideas. Pokemon Sword and Shield is a good game with good ideas. However, there was a lot. It's a good game at the loss of being a great game, because you can tell where they deliberately made the choice not to do better things. That's what I tell people. Like, it's a good game at the loss of being a great game. You see so much wasted potential, and it breaks my heart. I still had fun with it, but I know it'll never be a great game. Oh, I'm sitting on 119 supplements. I need to start popping some pills. Ooh, craft more pipe bombs. Yes, please. And the ammo capacity increases on my good guns. I like how, like, firearms are like, we're gonna craft for your hunting pistol and your shotgun, the two guns you actually care about for doing damage. Shocked I haven't done that yet. But a Pokemon rant is neither here nor there. Pokemon is one of those things that I love, but I also, like every other major Pokemon fan, I have a long list of gripes. One of my scrapped editorial projects was, if I were to make a Pokemon game, here's what I would make.
I hear you.
Are these clickers or are these stalkers? I think they're clickers. Do I have to open these doors or can I just keep on going? Yeah, it's a trap. I see that a mile away. You're gonna make me smash this glass, aren't you? Maybe not.
You need power. Where do these cables go?
Needs power. Yeah, because see, Pokemon Company outsourced different companies to make Pokemon Snap. It's funny that the new Pokemon Snap's actually not being done by Pokemon Company, it's being done by Bandai Namco. So I'm like, good, it stands a chance of being good. And same thing, like Pokemon Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Stadium, those were done by outside studios. They were not done by a Pokemon Company. And that's why, like, the best thing that happens to Pokemon games are them outsourcing. Like they just let Nintendo do it.
Use
And
Levin here. Or Manny. Yeah, Manny. Manny would have been great.
it's like, come on, you guys literally have more money than every single video game studio on the entire planet. More than even Nintendo. Pokemon, if you haven't looked it up, is the highest grossing IP on the entire planet. Nothing comes close to it. To put things in perspective, when I tell people, it's like, why is Pokemon a big deal? Who plays Pokemon? Okay, so you know how like everyone loves Marvel and everything like that, Marvel Cinematic Universe and all this other stuff. Marvel's back in action. Yeah. Okay, well Marvel makes like 46 billion a year. Cool. That's really impressive. Pokemon makes 96 billion. Marvel wishes it made Pokemon money. That's why I explained it to somebody who doesn't play video games. Valentine used to be a Pokemon fanboy, but downgraded to a fan. I'm kind of the same way. I'm definitely more of a Pokemon fan and not a fanboy anymore. But yeah, like Pokemon has mastered. They've done it like Disney. They've done it where they've learned the art of the minimum value product. Where they know just enough effort to put in to make the maximum amount of profit. And case in point, they prove that with Pokemon Sword and Shield, because it doesn't matter all the controversy, it didn't stop that game from selling 16 million copies in the first couple of days alone. It's like the best selling launch for any IP. It is obscene. They make so much money. And they don't invest in, because they don't have to. They know what they, it's so weird. They have it down to a science. It's so weird. I love how I'm just talking about Pokemon while we're sneaking past zombies. Yeah, it's Game Freak that makes the main games. 10 more for reload. Reload will be the next thing that I do. It's like, where's your ambition, man? Oh, do I have enough scrap now? Yeah, I have exactly enough. Perfect. They just lost ambition because they just make tons of money. I know, Boo. I mean, you're exactly right. Why have ambition when you can have money? I know, and they're right. And because they just keep making more money. They're like, I can't hear your complaints over all this money I'm making. Sorry. We're just making too much money. I can't hear you. I just can't. There's too much money in the way. I'm sorry. It's like, God damn it, Pokemon. And you know what? I keep playing you too.
Here goes.
I saw a giant shadow. I'm like, what the hell is that? That was highlighting the generator. Of course. Shit, not what I meant to do. Huh, I actually resolved that faster than I thought.
That should make things easier.
I really thought that that first one would blow up, but I guess I really aimed poorly. I'm surprised I shimmied past three clickers that easily. That was part skill, part luck. Also, when I grabbed the brick, I meant to throw it over their head so that way they'd be distracted towards the opposite end. But it ended, it ended up just auto aiming towards the nearest one and just flinging it towards it. I was like, damn, that's not what I wanted to do. But whatever, it all worked out. I remember when Temtem came out and everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the Pokemon killer right here. And I'm like, it won't succeed. And it's like, let me tell you why it won't succeed. Just because you fundamentally copy the monster collection aspect, process, and even some of the competitive parts of Pokemon, you don't understand what makes Pokemon Pokemon, and that's the reason why it will not succeed. It's just that it will not let you craft something if you don't have enough space of something.
For fuck's sake. There's gotta be somewhere else.
Alright, have we missed an area? Or a collectible? I don't know what game I was playing recently where square is the weapon wheel, and that's why when I keep wanting to switch weapons, I keep holding square when that's not what you do. You just hit D-pad in this game. Like, my muscle memory is hitting square to cycle through my weapons. I'm like, what? That's not what I do. Damn it, wrong game.
What?
What the hell is that? I have the feeling I'm gonna need the flamethrower for this shit. The hell is that? Yeah. I think I see what you were talking about when you said we're about to enter some Resident Evil level stuff. I'm like, this is starting to feel a little like Resi Evil.
What the fuck did I walk into?
It's like this hospital was also not owned by the Fireflies, so the mistreatment and weird shit that they were going through with experimentation was not exclusive to the Fireflies. Everybody was doing it, including Fedra, including most organized semblances of government. That note just, again, confirms that. Sorry, subreddit. Whoa. Are we about to walk into some biohazard tyrant level stuff? I'd really feel better with a machete. Before we go into that ominous orifice, yeah, we're gonna check out. Actually, I wonder if it lets me. Yeah, she doesn't want to go in there. By the way, this right here, I'm into. This sort of level of foreboding where you're like, man, something effed up has got to be beyond that door. That level of ominousness that's sort of creating the mood, that is good. I think some people are salty because Abby got better levels than Ellie did. I think they're just kind of salty about that. Because the Abby levels so far have been better.
Fuck did this?
I think people are just mad at that. Yeah, this kind of feels like Dead Space, you know? I like that. That's cool.
Oh, don't panic. Get this shit and get out of here.
Like something can come out of the wall at any time, like just pop out of the vent. I like this atmosphere. This is legit. I am feeling this. That seems awfully suspicious. I like how Abby just doesn't want to parkour over some of these areas. Like, I can't jump up on that. Alright, let's do this.
Bingo. Oh, that's good. Don't fail me now. No. Yes. Oh, thank God. Liv, get ready to celebrate.
Whoa! Holy shit. That is very good. See, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, we gotta run? Oh, I wasn't thinking we were gonna fight it. That was nice. I like that. That is so cool. What do you call that thing? Yeah, that's like literally a necromorph. Yeet. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Damn it, I was trying to dodge past it. Got caught in a corner. The Rat King, huh? That was cool, though. Shit. Yeah, instant death if I get too close, I see that. I don't have a good lay of the land, though.
This thing's not gonna stop.
Ah, shit. I blew myself up. You're so annoying.
You like that? I'm not dying here.
Man, +1 point in my book. You just moved the needle up, Last of Us Part 2. You just moved the needle up. Man, where the hell was that kind of talent for the rest of the entire game? Yeah, social distancing was the key. You're exactly right. That's a good one. The final stage of infection. The Rat King. Yeah, you know, Valentine, I looked over and you're like, you're right. This does remind me of that chainsaw bloated looking guy from Resident Evil Revelations. That was good. See, that was good boss presentation, execution, the match was interesting. Ooh, good boss fight. Good boss fight. I like that. That was good. Oh crap, no, I'm playing the game wrong. I'm having fun. I'm supposed to be engaging, not fun. Oh, I'm getting it wrong. I just don't understand video games. Yeah, I think this just cements my point that Abby's getting all the good levels, and I think that makes people salty. I'm like, the Abby part is like the best part. Gameplay-wise.
Great.
Yeah, I tried killing the small one, but the small one, I think, you see it ducks into the room and it just disappears. It's gonna attack you in the rafters, alien style. That is fascinating, that enemy. Oh wait, hold on. I should probably write down that we fought a Rat King, because that's definitely something you want to show off. I fought a regular little stalker during the fight. I don't know if that little tiny spawn counts as a stalker, but I definitely fought a stalker. Or maybe it was the same thing. I actually don't know. It was quite dark. What the hell? Yeah, that thing is definitely not normal. Took all my ammo. I wonder if that thing was actually immune to bullets. And I was supposed to probably use fire. Or just suplex it. See, look, there's good gameplay in this. I don't know how this got past quality inspection. Neil Druckmann, you let there be good gameplay in this. What? A good boss fight? With good opening cinematic? Good reveal? Interesting boss fight mechanic? What? How'd you let that one slip by you? Man, you really are slipping. I think the criticisms people are saying about you are true. Still no machete.
No one's ever gonna believe that shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Oops, okay. Yeah, I think the bosses have actually been good so far, because let's think back to the bosses. We had...
Tara's doing okay.
Ellie had the bow guy. That was kind of a little boss fight. Then you had the flashback boss where her and Joel fought the bloater. Then you have Abby. What did Abby fight? There was another boss fight we had earlier. That was definitely a boss fight, not Rat King. Best one so far. Good escalation, you know? It kind of feels like a video game. Oh, we fought against Sledgehammer Lady. Sledgehammer Lady was a boss encounter. Went all Mike Tyson on her.
They're all looking for you. What did you do?
Nothing. I told you to stay put.
I couldn't. Your friends are all over the place. Did you get the stuff?
Yeah. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. Hey. Follow me.
Are we gonna have a boat riding level? Or is this Seattle Day 3? Or are we doing a flashback? Or neither. Machete is life. You're exactly right. Froy.
Hey, Alice. Hey. You wanna pet him? It's okay. Yeah, see?
Well done. You can go see her now if you want.
Is she gonna be okay?
Yeah, actually. Hey.
They're just kids.
I know.
What happened to us?
Maybe we stopped looking for the light.
Maybe. I'm gonna go check on the girl.
Yeah. Flashback time. Oh, yeah, this is probably a dream because she's probably not actually in St. Mary's. I wonder what the significance of that dream is. I guess the fact that she's feeling better about what she did. Alexis, who needs a pillow? Hey, some of us sleep on our incredibly jacked arms.
Bowen? Just me. What are you still doing up?
I was changing Yara's bandages.
Can't believe she's on her feet already.
Yeah, well, scars are tough.
Valentine, her father, was a compassionate man who helped those who needed it.
What are they fighting about?
I say it's the important thing too.
Love doesn't want to leave Seattle.
Trying to villainize Abby's father is very bizarre to me because he's clearly a man who is willing to go out of his way to help save the lives of things. That was established with the people he was helping, the zebra he helped in the wild. the values he was trying to convey.
Actually, I'm going with them.
It is a far
But
shot.
not if you come.
What?
He may fall for your little act with these kids, but I don't.
There's nothing to fall for.
Isaac's top scar killer suddenly had a change of heart? Nothing to do with Owen, right?
I haven't always done the right thing.
You're a piece of shit, Abby. You always have been. I'm done with you.
I read what they said about you on Reddit, and you know what? They're right.
You want to do right by these kids? Get out of their lives before you screw them over too. Abby?
Nice shirt. Are you okay? How's your arm? It's better than it was this morning. Lev coming around?
He will. Do you mind helping me look for him? He's pretty worked up.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought the conversation was going like, I know you slept with Owen literally 2 days ago. I thought that's where the conversation was going to go. I'm like, accurate. I mean, that's what happened. But surprisingly, that's not what she was going for. Unless she kind of was including that with a load of the other griefs that she had. Because you in the very beginning, they kind of established that the relationship is tense between them and very awkward. Alright, let's see. Yara Lev can only reach one of the Seraphites. Where is Santa Barbara, by the way? Quick Google search on this. California. Okay. A little bit north of LA. So they'll be going straight down Highway 5, basically. I wonder how many people in Santa Barbara are like, oh, that's us. That's us. Because when I was in Georgia, especially since most of the Marvel films were filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, every time like you watch the Marvel film, and like of course everyone stays till after the credits because Marvel trained us so well, and then it shows that Big Peach was like filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, and everyone's like, yay, and everybody laughed because when they see Captain America's phone number on that old phone, it's a area code that's in Atlanta, so we're all just kind of laughing because we recognize that phone number area code because it's local. It's the simple things. Also, when the first Walking Dead, like the first season, was filmed in Atlanta, because of course it takes place in Atlanta, and they really did, because when you look at it, you're like, oh, I recognize most of those buildings, because when I was still working or going to school inside the city, and I took the transit, it's like I recognize some of those areas. Just to let you know, some of the slummy areas I had that were like, you know, ransacked and post-apocalyptic, they didn't have to dress that up. That's actually how it looked. There's some pretty bad parts of downtown Atlanta, just being real. If you go to Atlanta, you kind of want to stay in like the Midtown area. That's where like all the stuff is, but you don't want to go downtown. That's not the good neighborhoods.
Lev!
Yeah, all cities are like that, man.
Lev! Come back here, please! Why doesn't Lev want to go to Santa Barbara?
He's worried about our mom. About what'll happen to her because of us.
Should he be worried?
He needs to focus on his own safety right now.
What could happen to her?
Sometimes parents are held responsible for their children's sins. But our mom is so devout, she'll probably be fine.
Are there options for helping her?
He can't convince her to leave. No one could. I'm more worried of what she'd do to him.
Lev! Lev!
You know, I wonder if he saw this. He loves sharks.
Loves sharks but hates the ocean, huh?
He really opened up to you.
We bonded over our shared fear of dying.
He said you were brave.
He's a liar.
I don't know how to thank you.
You don't need to. I did it for me.
No, okay. Thought we were gonna keep walking.
You hear that?
Lev!
Are you in here?
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. She just wants to play. Hey, girl. What you got there? She won't hurt you. Okay, watch. Go get it, girl.
I think she wants you to throw it again.
Okay, one more time. Yeah, you're so fast. You want to try?
That doesn't seem like a good idea. She's not going to bite, right?
Nope. Promise.
Yes, but not you. Valentine, man, Tales of Exilia 2. So many people bring that
Do
up.
it again.
I feel, out of all the franchises I've covered, I feel the worst for the Tales fans of those on my channel, because I don't intend to be putting off so many Tales games, but I end up doing so. And I feel so bad. Because I really like the Tales games, and there's so many I want to talk about, and yet for some odd reason, I keep putting them off. And like, Tales of Exilia was done like, what, 4 years ago? It was done so long ago.
We
And I
should
still
keep
haven't
looking
done...
for him.
Still haven't done the second one. Good doggo. So I apologize, Valentine. I will do better. I just can't commit to exactly when I'm going to get Zillia 2 out.
If she saw him like this, she'd strangle him with her bare hands. How much did he tell you?
Not much. I heard some of your people calling him Lily.
For a long time, I didn't understand why he was questioning the laws, traditions. When he explained to me how he felt inside, I told him he had to keep it to himself. I was hoping he'd snap out of it.
Yeah, FA.
He seemed fine for a while.
I mean, you're not supposed to like it.
Then
Abby
she
plays with the
said,
dogs because they're friendly to her, and Ellie kills them because they're trying to attack her and kill her. It's not a matter of trying to demonize one person versus the other. It's about taking the same element and putting it on two sides of the same fence.
First, I screamed at him. I hit him. I was so stupid.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'm gonna find something to cheer him up.
Yeah, Anthony. It's like poetry.
Why
It
do you
rhymes.
think he did it now? Shaved his head.
You're kind of not wrong, though.
Last week, he got assigned his role in the community. He wanted to be a soldier like me, but they decided he was to be a wife to one of the elders. It's tradition.
Poor kid.
Where is Santa Barbara?
It's in California.
Where's California?
Okay, so look, this is Seattle, and this is Santa Barbara.
And our island?
It's too small to see, but it would be up here.
It's so far.
Yeah.
Good.
I guess. Oh, damn, we're getting some lightning. Oh, I really hope we don't lose power again. Alright, so just to let you know, if I suddenly cut off and lose power, I'm probably not going to try restreaming because, ooh, phasing through the wall. For a second there, I was phasing through the wall. Okay.
There's gotta be something left around here.
I decided to write down some of the note about Lev's backstory, but I may just cut that because it's honestly not relevant to the story.
We can do better than these shirts.
Usually I don't like talking about side characters unless they're major side characters, and none of these side characters are major side characters.
This is cute. See anything worthwhile?
No.
Keep looking. What about this?
It's perfect. Mel's wrong, you know. You're a good person.
You don't know me.
I know enough.
Take that, Redditors.
Will you stop stealing my stuff, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you owned everything in the aquarium.
Yeah, well, my aquarium, my stuff. I'm just kidding. Take whatever you want. You can't.
Have you seen Lev?
Yeah. He was down that hallway. Can I talk to you?
I'll catch up.
She couldn't tell I was joking. I suck with kids.
Yeah.
They really like you, though. So, come to Santa Barbara, right?
I can't.
Why?
You know why.
We can figure this out.
It's too late.
No, it isn't. I know. I know it's a fucking mess. I know. But we can choose to be happy. Happy. We're allowed to be happy.
You hear that?
Get back here!
Ah, didn't expect him to jack the
What's
boat.
he doing? He's going after her.
After who?
His mom.
She's gonna kill him, Abby.
Is the boat ready?
Not yet.
How much time do you need?
A few hours.
We'll head him off. We'll grab a boat from the marina.
Hey, she just had surgery. I'm fine.
How else am I gonna find him?
I'll go with you.
Owen?
They're heading to the fucking island.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna let her go by herself.
Actually, you are.
I can help.
Yeah, by staying here and fixing the fucking sailboat. Get your priorities straight. Yara, let's go. There's the marina. How you doing? I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Valentine, you said it right. Love triangle.
Use this place?
We docked some of our boats there.
Okay.
Alright, so we're on Seattle day 3, right? From what some of you guys have said, it's basically this chapter of stuff, and then we're going into the end game. We'll play until the next major story bit, and then we'll call it a night. I know it's getting kind of late for some of you. But I started a little late, so I kind of want to go for a little longer. Oops. Actually, I didn't mean to lean forward on that. Sometimes you beat the story, sometimes the story beats you. What can I say?
Here. I've got you.
I can do it. Let's go.
Careful. So, how do we get to your village in one piece?
There are blind spots along the coast we can boat into. From there, we'll follow back roads.
They're safe?
Safest option we have.
Any chance Lev is gonna change his mind?
None. We just gotta go.
Does he get what he's walking into?
Thought he did. He's got a soft spot for her.
I mean, it's his mom.
Yeah, well, she won't see it that way.
Are we going to go face to face with that lady who... Well, actually, no, we strangled her. I was going to say the lady who tried hanging us, but we killed her.
How do we get to the marina from here?
Looks like we'll have to go around.
Honestly, El Jefe, I didn't expect Kappa to work either.
Down this way.
Well, wonders never cease. Everyone better get all your emojis out.
Try and keep your arm dry.
Too late for that.
It's like, this was a lovely experiment, co-streaming to YouTube. And because of such, I will never do it again. You guys get premieres anyway. I'm gonna leave the streaming to Twitch. However, I am glad that I met a lot of you fine folks recently. Shorter window as it has been.
That fucking
Is it bad to stream on YouTube? Yes, if you are also streaming on Twitch. There's technically a non-competing clause that I've signed that I'm not supposed to be doing something like that. Or at least not for the same content.
Abby! Over here!
Especially bad if you're like partner. Now I'm not partner on Twitch, so
Stop.
it's a little okay, but I am technically, because you know, like if you stream on one, you can't monetize it by streaming on another. You're not allowed to double dip like that. YouTube and Twitch are not cool like that.
Okay, go, go.
That's why, if you guys have noticed, I take the stream that's being done right here, I immediately take it off my channel and put it on my non-monetized side channel. Because at the very least, it's non-monetized, it's on a side channel, so even if they take it, kill it, or like upheave that channel, it's not my main channel. So I'm kind of surfing a loophole. But yeah, I'm technically not supposed to be doing this. But I wanted the opportunity to meet a new fresh group of faces. And I don't necessarily regret that.
There's a way through here. Come on.
Barrett, living life on the edge. Hey man, you see some of these takedowns. They don't need that many reasons to take down a channel.
Across the water over there.
It is the Wild West. It always has been.
Hey, sounds good.
And honestly, other than doing this overtly like this, I haven't been doing the best job of, again, advertising that I even stream on Twitch to begin with. But other than doing it in like an annoying way, an annoying bit at the beginning of a video, what can I actually do? I'm willing to take suggestions. What can I actually do to advertise better? I'm not a marketing genius. I'm just a guy. But I'm more than willing to listen to feedback and input. Well, here's the thing, though. I do put at the very end of the video. Wow, look. That's very on the nose. That's just it, though. If you guys ever look at the end of all of my videos, I do put a little Twitch icon with my Twitch handle right next to it. It's been that way for almost a year. A banner would help? Interesting. Don't put it at the end. Most people don't watch the end. Yeah, that's the trick, though. Is where would I put it? On my video format, I don't put my personal information like channel info, sub, link, any of that social media stuff. I don't put it at the very beginning. I don't put it as part of the intro. I just dive straight into it. Because that's just the format I prefer. I prefer just get straight into the meat of it. The beginning is also the title card for where I put the directors, writers, and composers, though. It'd be a little obtrusive, I think, maybe to put my own content there. But maybe not. Maybe there's a subtle way of doing it. Maybe if after I do the title card, you know, director, composer, writer, I do that. After the fade out on that, but what if I fade in for, again, another few seconds, my own information and then fade it out, because it's still during the intro and there's really nothing else to watch during the intro. You're hearing me talk. So maybe that is something worth trying. Yeah, it's not gonna be dead center of the screen, it'd be towards the edge. That's actually, yeah, I think we could probably work with something like that. Yeah. Alright, thanks for the ideas, guys. Good idea session. Pat on the back. High fives all around. All of you get raises.
Stay on the dock. I'll go get a boat and pick you up here.
No, I can help.
Not with this. I got it. Okay. Okay.
Cool ass kid, I hear what you're saying, but I think waiting till after I do the cut it down to size with recapitation, I think waiting till that is too late. I think we should do it in the very beginning. Not the very beginning where I show the title card splash, or the credit splash, but right after that. Like it's the second splash. I had a second splash card. Good suggestion, but I think the timing wouldn't be appropriate. I don't want to also leave it during the entire video.
Get down! Abby, what the fuck?
Manny?
You by yourself?
Yeah.
Also, why are you here?
Shit. This sniper's a fucking bro.
What are you doing out here?
The boats. We were supposed to hit the island tonight. Then this pendejo showed up.
Oh, was this
Get the guy
Tommy?
called for help. Backup should be on the way. Should be.
Are we about to fight off
I need
against
one of those
Tommy?
boats. Now.
Why?
Ask me later.
Then I guess you're gonna help me take this guy out.
Let's do it.
A transparent watermark? I mean, I don't mind it for the entire video, though. I'm not really keen on that.
He killed my whole fucking team.
Don't worry. We'll get him.
Fuck these trespassers.
What trespassers?
The last few days, they came out of nowhere. They're hitting us hard.
And
Why?
I get the feeling if I go up to that van, I'm gonna get wrecked. I was about to say I could do it on my next recap, but I get the feeling that if I put it on the Last of Us 2 recap, I don't know if it'd go over well. Ooh, that was hurt. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get wrecked for that.
This way.
See.
Go, go.
This is cool, though. This is cool. I like this. Ow. Golly, I don't know how to... Okay. Okay, Tommy. Oh, so... Oops. I was lucky. See, you say you want to run with the flash, the scope is down, but every time I poke my head out, the flash goes back up. How the hell does he reload that fast? Look at this guy. Tommy is a machine.
Okay?
Oh, it's a super small window? Got it. Like, how could I tell? How can I tell when he's getting ready to fire? See? Just poking out my head.
It's nothing.
That is bullshit that he can sight me against the water. That is bullshit. There's no way you'd be able to penetrate and see the water. The water would reflect the light. You would not be able to see. That is shenanigans. Oops. However,
Straight as fuck.
Shit.
I do like this level.
What do you want to do?
This is a cool way to improvise different types of challenges. Again, gameplay variety.
Let's get inside of that garage.
We can use this as cover.
I really hope
Right
none of
behind
these
you.
are
Go.
volatile.
They're falling apart! We gotta move! Go! Go!
Fuck, he's good.
No shit. We should be going after them instead of the goddamn island.
How is that still on?
Might be happening right now.
Shit.
I'm into this. This is cool.
Manny.
Because, yeah, like, when I review the game, and I want to talk about the good levels, how can I not talk about the Abbey section? Like, why do people not want to talk about that? This is, like, the good frickin' parts. Holy shit. Get him, Manny.
Let's get up to the bridge!
he's doing it again! Going now!
This guy's not gonna stop!
I know!
Oh my god. Jeez. I should have fallen back. Should have fallen back. Okay.
Fuck, he's doing it again!
Okay, there's a crowbar there. That's good to know.
Going now!
Trembler! The bridge before he runs!
Yeah!
I mean, I don't know about you, Barrett, but that window's pretty short, regardless.
I can't wait to get my hands on this guy.
Good section, though. I like that. See, you can do interesting scenarios with the same gameplay mechanics. It doesn't have to be droll like they were in the first half of the game. You can do interesting scenarios. It's just like, ugh, why did you wait till the end of the game to start whipping out interesting things? There is an argument for saying you should always lead like any structure. Something strong, then your weak, medium stuff is in the middle, and then you should end strong. Always begin strong and end strong. But I'm like, what? Well, it's a good tip. Thanks, Barrett. Yeah, like Valentine, like I'm expressing multiple times that I like the Abby section because it legitimately is much more enjoyable. And for all the great praise I hear people giving this game on the ones that are, you tell me. You guys have seen the review. I understand the embargoes prevent them from saying you play as Abby, which is ridiculous to me because they introduce her immediately. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk about that in my review. F that.
Abby!
Shit needs to be known. With the exception of the boat area, where I was getting the boat and sailing on the boat, almost all of the alley areas were just plain boring. But yeah. I think they didn't want you to talk about the Abby parts because that was actually fun. And they wanted you to talk about what was engaging, not what was fun.
Go ahead, I'll cover you.
Yeah, that's what I hear from people. It's like you weren't allowed to talk about the second half of the game at
Where did you
all.
go?
Which I just find absurd. That is absurd that you have to talk around an entire portion of the game. Like literally half of the game. That is absurd.
Down!
Damn it!
Fuck. Hey! Pinche muerto! He's right there! Go, 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 go!
Keep the pressure up!
Shit, watch out!
I mean, obviously Tommy gets away. Oh, actually, no. Jesse is the one who helps him, right? Jesse's the one who helps Tommy. Where is he? There he is. Oh, jeez. Gets you with the aim assist. See, what you didn't know is that when Tommy was actually in quarantine, he actually was playing Apex.
There! There! Move up! Fuck!
He's cornered! Come on, let's flush him out. You alright?
Yeah. You bring this asshole back to Isaac, you'll be golden again.
Let's just see what's left of him once we're done. Manny.
Screw it. Let's go.
Aw, man. I figured Manny was gonna die in this part because you don't see him afterwards, but yeah. Actually, that's story right there. I figured, because I was about to ask, like, man, what happened to Manny? I haven't seen Manny in a while, and then we see Manny. I'm like, we don't see Manny after this point. I'm pretty sure Manny dies during this part. Like, I thought Jesse was actually going to kill Manny, but, you know. That's what I get. See, Joel always made fun of Tommy for getting that early invite into Valorant, and Tommy's kind of showing off his skills for all those years. Here's what would make Reddit so mad. I wish I had cool Photoshop skills, but I would just be like, I understand why people are mad at Joel getting upset. After all, if I was shot by playing the amazing game Raid Shadow Legends, I too would be upset, because that would be a real robbery of playing one of the most amazing and visceral mobile games of our time. Froy, thank you for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate you. We're probably going to finish this game up tomorrow. We're probably, after this Tommy instance, we're probably going to have, or after this encounter, we're probably going to finish it up. I'm just writing down the story so I don't forget. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Good talking to you. Alright, so that... Suddenly under fire and finds herself behind cover next to Manny. Depending on how long I play, there's probably 2 more sessions. I actually have another Ellie section after I finish Abby's. Interesting. Okay. We'll see. Tomorrow will be my last day Valentine. Well, there we go. That's the ride. All good things must come to an end, am I right? Yeah, I can't say this, that so far after playing the levels in just this section so far, just the last 3 hours, we've done more in 3 hours than like 2 sessions worth with just Ellie. We've gotten more story, we've gotten more gameplay variety, we've gotten more interesting encounters, scenarios, enemy types. I was like, oh my god. I feel like they designed this game first and tacked on the rest later. Yeah, it's like I said, Barrett. Like, I feel the structure of this game is the problem. I think if I don't know, maybe it was his intention to rile people up, but if they only led with the Abby sections first and then did the Ellie sections, or like I said, just keep mixing it up. Do like Ellie Seattle Day 1, Abby Seattle Day 1, Ellie Seattle Day 2, Abby Seattle Day 2, and go back and forth, that would have been a better structure. But you know what? That's what the director decided to do. That's what the director decided to do. He buttered his bread, now he gets to eat it. If they alternated back and forth a lot, people would quit early because they wouldn't want to play Abby like they already do. From what it sounds like, people quit after the first chapter anyway, because they were mad that Joel died, so what difference does it make? I guess you could say it like that, where playing the better Abby levels are a reward for sticking with the game. Well, either way, that's how they're going to get the story delivered in my recap. So... I still would have preferred a method of going back and forth, seeing both perspectives line up until they come at odds. But we'll see. We'll see if their decision was worth it.
You alright?
Wow, thanks for the save, Yara.
Abby? Yeah. You. Yeah. Who was that? Shit. It doesn't matter. Let's get Lev and get back to the aquarium. Come on. We'll take that boat.
What I'd say is, like, you say being spurred on with anger for Abby, but I wasn't angry at Abby. But I think I'm speaking for mostly myself here. Yeah, I think most people are mad at Abby. Sounds like a personal problem, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
Which way? Come on.
Alright, well, it turns out that was the end of the encounter anyway. I just had to go through a cutscene. But we're on Seraphied
everyone?
Island, aren't we?
No guards?
We don't use this corner of the island.
But if I'm not angry at Abby, why would you keep going as Ellie to begin with? Because the game doesn't give me a choice? This game has a weird habit of wanting me to feel as if I'm being punished for my choices when the controversial things are being done without my choice. Like, As Joel, I had no choice but to shoot the doctor to progress the story. You didn't give me a choice. As Ellie, you didn't give me a choice not to stab the dog. You made me do it. As Abby, you didn't give me a choice to not beat down Joel. Like, you made me do it. Like, that just happened. So whenever it happens like that, I don't assume responsibility, because again, I haven't immersed myself maybe as the character into that point. To me, it's the character doing that, not necessarily me. So you turn around and then try to be like, don't you feel bad about doing that? Not really, because it wasn't me doing it. It was a cutscene that did it, and that happens. So, I'm still not mad at Abby. Okay, and with that, I believe we have reached a good save point. Look at us, 26 hours, man. At the very least, I feel the pacing of the game. I mean, you certainly get a longer game. Like, I remember The Last of Us being like 12, 15 hours. And the fact that this game, just even on just a simple chill playthrough, is closer to 30 hours, I'm okay with that. So timeline-wise, you're saying play through Abby's section as is. Be surprised when you find out Ellie's been killing her friends. Flashback to Joel's death and play as Ellie. You know what? That probably would be a stronger structure too. Where you're playing as a new character. It would be the Metal Gear Solid 2 fake out. People would be upset at that from years ago. Where all the trailers, again, talking about deceptive marketing, you know, it's famous. The demo, the trailers, they only showed Solid Snake. And it turns out that was just basically the tutorial they showed. They don't mention, talk about, or anything that you play as Raiden. They don't talk about it at all. But because people really liked Metal Gear Solid 2 is a reason why people forgive it. But famously so, it had very deceptive marketing. Because I think they knew if they showed this new guy named, you know, Raiden, they'd be like, we don't want Raiden, we want Solid Snake. So, history proves that people can't handle that. Sometimes I think gamers don't change, just the games they do. Or just the games they play. But yeah. Well, here's the thing though, Assassin's Creed 3 didn't advertise you're playing as Haytham. They showed off Connor. So when you play the game though, and you start off as Haytham, that's a really cool. First of all, I thought that intro was cool, where it's like, oh, you're doing stuff, surprise, you're a Templar. That was cool though. That was a cool fake out for the intro of the game, but the adverts were showing Connor. Mike Harris, Raiden didn't kill Snake. No, that was nanomachines. So blame nanomachines. Smoking killed Solid Snake. Let that be a lesson to you. But yeah, overall, this game has improved in my book. It has gone from being solidly average to above average. It's moved the needle from slightly above average to above average. And it did it through gameplay. The writing is still choppy. But the better ideas presented here have done a better job of selling this game as a new experience. And I'm for one personally digging the Abby side of the story. I'm okay with it. Doesn't bother me. But like I said, I don't have a deep-rooted love for Joel, and I don't have a deep-seated hatred for Leeks, much less Abby, so it doesn't bother me. One thing I will note, I don't know if the rest of you guys have noticed this, but for every cutscene with Abby, look at her ponytail. No matter where it is in the previous scene, the moment it cuts, it resets to a default position behind her head. It's kind of weird. It's just a tiny little detail, but I noticed that. The last couple sections feel super gross and makes it a lot more memorable. Interesting. Well, you give me something to look forward to. So it sounds like tomorrow's going to be our last day. Whether it's across one session or 2 sessions remains to be seen. But at least we got a lot more writing done. I think we probably almost have 10 minutes worth of recap. We'll see. Yeah, like that. The hospital section itself, I'm like, oh, so that's where they put the horror game section part. Okay. I wondered where they hid it. I wonder why they were selling themselves as a horror game. Because all we've been getting so far are just jump scares. You open a door, somebody jump scares you. But yeah. 2 sections, most likely Valentine. I guess we'll see. But yeah, we will see tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who have stuck till the end, again, I'm going to take the time to go ahead and advertise again that main streaming is on twitch.tv/OnlyBlackMage. The replays of this are going to be taken off my main channel and put on my side channel, OBM Plays, so if you want to see it, you can go back in there. And yes, thank you so much for joining. You guys have been great. I always felt that you guys were... Like, chat was kind of rowdy the first day, but I think the people that decided to stick around are the good ones, and the people that didn't want to stick around were the rowdy ones. But either way, we had a good mix of people, and I enjoy exchanging ideas with you guys. Not everybody has to agree, but I feel we've had a good civil discussion in terms of exchanging our thoughts and ideas with each other, which is, I feel, the best part of this. Nobody has to love everything the same way, but I feel if you could just exchange ideas, you know, communication is key. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next battlefield. See you tomorrow.